What's good, Lakers Nation, and welcome back to another episode of the Lakers Corner, where we talk all things Lakers. So check this out, y'all. During the offseason, I was quoted many times on this channel saying that the Lakers by far had the best offseason. I'm going to keep standing on business on that take, but now that we're 25-ish games into the season, we've actually had a fair chance to see some of these players. We've actually had a chance to see how they play on the team, how they fit, and give them somewhat of a fair evaluation. So that's exactly what we're going to do in today's video, man. Hope y'all enjoy. Be sure to subscribe to join the family, and let's get it, man. By far, my favorite offseason addition so far has been Cam Reddish, so that's where we're going to start, y'all. Right now, Cam Reddish is averaging 7 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. The numbers don't really jump out at you, but the Lakers didn't bring him on this team to be putting up high numbers. They brought him in on this team to be a 3-and-D wing, and boy, has he been that and more. Because realistically, coming into the season, we all thought Cam was going to be a fringe guy. The past 3 years, he was on 3 different teams. He couldn't find a role in this league, but coming into the Lakers, he found a perfect role as that 3-and-D player, and he excelled in it so well that he actually became a solid starter for the Lakers because of his ability to play that 3-and-D role so well. I mean, if we see the clips right here, we're talking about a 6'7" player with a 7'1" wingspan with lateral quickness to be able to keep up with guards. I mean, he's causing these NBA guards nightmares around the league. I'm talking nightmares. I mean, most recently, I could think of the in-season tournament championship game when Cam Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt, Taurean Prince, and we'll get into Taurean Prince a little bit later in the video, they absolutely caused havoc for Tyrese Halliburton because they're those long, lengthy players with lateral quickness to be able to keep up with guards. That's honestly the most turnovers I've seen Tyrese Halliburton have in a couple of games. The 2 games prior to that Lakers game, the Pacers, they played the Bucks and the Celtics, 2 elite defenses. Tyrese Halliburton had 0 turnovers, but when they played the Lakers, by the end of the first quarter, Tyrese Halliburton already had 2 turnovers. And that's just Cam on the defensive end. When we look at what he does and what he allows for this team, I mean, look, when Cam Reddish is out there, he allows D'Lo and Austin Reeves to not have to exert all their energy on defense. As we know, D'Angelo Russell is a great playmaker for us. As we know, Austin Reeves is a true bucket getter off the bench. He has found his role in just getting buckets off the bench. But if D'Lo's having to exert all his energy on defense, he's not going to have that energy to play make. If Austin Reeves is having to exert his energy on defense, he's not going to have that energy to be able to go out there and drop 28, for example, like how he did in the in-season championship game. 28 off the bench, mind you, 28 off the bench. But Cam Reddish, when we look at his contract, I mean, he has a team-friendly contract, which also allows the Lakers cap space so they can be able to go out and sign more players and become even deeper. His versatility on defense and his ability to realistically guard 1 through 4 comfortably. Like I can say 1 through 4 comfortably and certain 5s. I wouldn't say all 5s around the league. He can hold up his own. That's exactly what helps to make the Lakers defense so damn elite. That's where the Lakers bread and butter is this year, is because of their defense, is because they are long, lengthy, and they have lateral quickness. And they're not long, lengthy, and get put on an island out there. And on top of all that, y'all, I've just been mentioning what he does for the Lakers, the way he fits, his defense. But on top of all that, he does have the ability to knock down that 3 ball sometimes. Now, it's not too consistent. Right now, he's shooting 33% from the 3-point line, but he has the ability to knock it down. When we look to that Suns game where he went 5 of 8 from the 3-point line, or we look to the game against Memphis when he went 4 of 6 from the 3-point line. So far, man, Cam has been great for us. I only expect his role to grow more and more and more as the season goes on, and so far, absolutely been my favorite. Next player we got on the list is Christian Wood. As of late, he hasn't been getting too many minutes, and that's really all because of matchups and his inability to play against certain type of players out there. For example, in that Pacers and Lakers in-season tournament championship game, the Pacers like to play a 5-out run-and-gun offense, and with Christian Wood out there, he would just simply be a liability, so he didn't get any minutes. But against the Utah Jazz, where they have more traditional bigs, he was able to be out there, and which is why he had one of the best games he's had all season so far. But even though that he hasn't been getting too much playing time because of that inability to play against certain players, I'm not giving up on him for a couple of reasons, y'all. First reason being, he plays that 3 or 4, so that means he's LeBron's backup, and him and Rui are LeBron's backup, we all know LeBron James is 38 years old, about to be 39, and eventually the man will need to rest, whether it's injury or whether it's he decides to rest himself. And in that time, Christian Wood will finally get more opportunities. And I mean, y'all, like, you can look at Christian Wood however you want, but just simply 2 years ago, this man was averaging 18 points per game and 10 rebounds. That's almost 20 and 10. That's a double-double in the world's best league. And I still believe that he can do that. I'm not saying he's going to be averaging a double-double for the Lakers, because that's not what the Lakers need of him. But the Lakers do need him to be a productive player. And I think that just 2 years ago, he was averaging a double-double. Now he can still be some type of production for the Lakers, especially playing next to a player like Anthony Davis, who's already going to draw all the defensive attention. The defense is not really tripping about Christian Wood if Christian Wood and Anthony Davis out there. They're going to focus on AD, and then Christian Wood is going to get a lot more secondary looks that are just wide open. But another reason why I still do believe in Christian Wood is because he is a good pick and roll and a good pick and pop option, man. As we all know, D'Lo is a absolute phenomenal playmaker. We talked about it in the Cam Reddish little section we were talking about. D'Lo sets up all of his teammates, man. Easy buckets out of the pick and roll. And Christian Wood can get those easy buckets because, like I mentioned, he can run the pick and roll with D'Lo. D'Lo can either hit him for the lob. D'Lo can hit him for the pass back for a little midi, knockdown, pick and pop. And my third reason as to why I'm not giving up on Christian Wood, y'all, is because he's playing with LeBron. And we all know LeBron James, throughout his career, has always elevated role players around him. Granted, Christian Wood has struggled from the three-point line this season. Right now, he's shooting, for the whole season, he shot 51 and only made 12. But I'm not going to lie, y'all, just like this man once said, you miss every shot you don't take. So take them shots, especially with Christian Wood, because I believe that eventually they will start falling. But if you don't take them, they're not going to start falling, man. But overall, Christian Wood has been a great addition to this team, but we won't really get to see his true impact on this team until we play teams that the matchups are going to favor him. Next player we got on the list, y'all, is Taurean Prince. Right now, he's averaging 8.8 points per game, 2 rebounds, shooting 42% from the field and 35% from the three-point line, which is actually one of the best shooting percentages on this Lakers team, which actually shows you how bad this Lakers team is from three. But that's not what we're here to talk about, y'all. Let's talk about Taurean Prince. My honest opinion on him has been he's came out slower than expected, especially because last year this man shot almost 40% from the three-point line. I had higher expectations for him. I mean, all offseason when we brought him in, I was like, thank you. He's going to be like a Vando 2.0. He's going to be able to play that great 3-and-D defense, but he's actually going to be able to knock down that corner shot that Vando struggled to hit so bad last season in the playoffs. Granted, he has not been Vando 2.0, but I still do believe that he can come around to that because, for example, I mean, let's look at his best game, Taurean Prince's best game that he had against the Pelicans, where he scored 15 points, went 5 of 8 from the three-point line, or against the Mavs when he went 4 of 6 from the three-point line. So he has, similar to Christian Wood, he has the ability, and Cam Reddish, he has the ability to knock down that three ball. You see, the Lakers just filled their team with a whole bunch of 3-and-D shooters this offseason, but so far it hasn't translated because the Lakers aren't shooting that well. But like I said, man, he hasn't been too consistent, but he does have the ability to knock it down. And similar thing that I said to Christian Wood, you're going to miss every shot you don't take. So if we bought you in to be that 3-and-D role, to take them corner shots, you need to take them when they're open, man. But good thing for the Lakers is that the Lakers didn't strictly bring him in for shooting. They brought him in for more than that. Like how we've been saying all throughout the video so far has been the Lakers brought in 3-and-D wings, and that's exactly what Taurean Prince is, man. He's a 6'7" forward who can guard multiple positions. He uses his length to trap guards. Earlier, when I was talking about Cam Reddish, I talked about how Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish and Vando had just been honestly setting high traps on these pick and rolls on these guards because we all know most of the NBA nowadays is high pick and roll. But if you just send Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish, and then whoever is defending the big, which is usually going to be Jackson Hayes or AD, to go trap that guard. As a guard, you got like damn near 7 foot, 8 foot worth of length all over you. You can't really go anywhere, man. So I absolutely love Taurean Prince's addition. Like I said, he hasn't been exactly what I expected him out of the gate, but I am still keeping the faith because last year he shot almost 40% from three. Sound like that shot just vanished. And he still gives us a lot of big, crucial minutes in that 3-and-D role, playing some great defense. Next player we got here is Jackson Hayes, y'all. So, full transparency, y'all, I did not like this pickup when it happened because last year I just kept saying, like, this dude is just a rim runner with no true skill. Now, granted, I wasn't 100% wrong, but what I did forget is that he's going to be playing on the team with two of the greatest playmakers. One, LeBron is probably the greatest playmaker of all time, getting other people set up. And D'Lo, I wouldn't say he's one of the greatest, but for this Lakers team, he is one of the best playmakers that we have on this team. So he's playing with D'Lo and LeBron, two great playmakers, and those guys, they make Hayes just look so much better than he actually is. So realistically, like overall, it's kind of hard to gauge him fully because his minutes have been so inconsistent. In the minutes he's gotten, I do love the energy that he's brought, but it's like he needs to play with D'Lo. He needs to play with LeBron. He can't be out there by himself. But one thing I do love when I talked about his energy is I love how he does a little extra stuff, right? He's boxing out, he's diving on loose balls, he's fighting for those loose balls. And when you talk about, fringe guys, you talk about role players, what makes a difference is, are you willing to go the extra mile? Are you willing to go the extra step? And Hayes, realistically, he is willing to go the extra mile. He is willing to go the extra step. And then every once in a while, when he is out there with D'Lo or LeBron, they'll throw him a nice little lob and high flying, boom, throw that down. So you like to see it, but like I said, man, overall it is kind of hard to gauge him because he needs D'Lo and LeBron out there. But when they're out there, he can contribute. He can contribute, man. And lastly, we got Gabe Vincent, y'all. So far, Gabe's only played 4 games due to that knee injury, and I actually don't think he's anywhere near returning. But let's see what the Lakers brought him in for, right? The Lakers brought him in for extra guard play. The Lakers brought him in so we can add another shooter on our team. I believe last year he shot almost 40% from the three-point line as a great guard. We brought him in on the team. Granted, this is the first 4 games, and in the first 4 games, like, you got to get accustomed to the new lineup. You got to get accustomed to the new coach. Got to get accustomed to the new team. Like, this is all totally new for him. But in the first 4 games, if we're evaluating his shooting, God, it was god awful. It was god awful. In the first 4 games, he went 1 of 14 from the three-point line. That means in 4 games, he hit 1 3. And my concern to that, and I'm not like fully concerned, like, what are we going to do? But I do want to just keep an eye on that because we brought you in to do that, and you haven't really did that in those first 4 games. Like I said, it is new system, is new team. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and time for him to get acquainted. But when Gabe Vincent does get back out there, I do want to see him be that shooter that the Lakers expected for him to be coming in. But overall, I mean, it's kind of unfair to give Gabe Vincent a evaluation and a return based on 4 games, especially the first 4 games on a new team, on a whole new system, especially in LA, y'all, because as we all know, the Lakers, they're one of the biggest teams in the league. The Lakers, the Knicks, the Celtics, so even sometimes the Warriors. And some role players, like, they can't play in that huge spotlight. They just cannot perform the same way that they did on other teams. Like, I think of Lou Williams, right? Lou Williams was great on every team in the NBA except the Lakers. When he was on the Lakers, he was boo-boo. And I think that the lights were just simply too bright for Lou Will, and I'm hoping that it's not the same thing that happens to Gabe Vincent. But like I said, though, yeah, it's kind of unfair to give him a return 4 games into the season. So that's why what you got to do, man, is you got to subscribe and stay tuned for more Lakers content, because as soon as he does play and as soon as he does give us something to judge him off, I'll be doing that, man. So make sure you stay subscribed and stay tuned, man, for more Lakers content. For now, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.